Hello and welcome back to Schlegel Bricks. We have some exciting progress on the new Lego Stadium. It is no longer just base plates. We now actually have the physical structure of the stadium starting to take shape. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so that you can keep track of the progress of this new Lego Stadium and not miss a single step in the process. Let's dig into what has happened. So as you can see, we have the field completely outlined now. Before it was just the corners, but now it's completely outlined, so we just get a better sense of the actual playing field. And it's just a normal rectangle, just a normal kind of football and soccer field, outdoor type of stadium that this is going to be. No crazy dimensions like baseball. Now these are done right now with plates because I was planning on doing the field in plates, using like green plates like that to do the field, because I always looked at other people's designs or their mocks and they use tiles for grass, and to me like studs represent grass better than tiles, unless you're doing something like a golf course where you have really short grass. But the problem is kind of big plates on big plates don't really connect all that well. The clutch power is just not great. So we are actually going to do it in tile like everyone else. It kind of pains me that we're going to do it that way, but it's going to be the best way to do it. So that will be in a future episode. I don't know how long that'll take. That's not really a priority. I want to do the structure first, kind of how normal stadiums are done. You know, you do the structure and then the field playing surface is kind of one of the last things you do. But at least we have the field outline, and I think that's a good kind of step to just be able to align things as we build the actual physical structure of this stadium. Speaking of the physical structure of this stadium, we have walls around the playing surface as well. You can tell that these end walls are a little bit different. They got these towers, and they're going to have some inset walls to make them look a bit nicer, have some depth to them. These end walls are not going to have stands behind them, unlike the side walls, which are. So I didn't want to really care about making the side walls all that fancy because they have stands behind them. But we do have these snot bricks here that we can use to put some tiles like this to make kind of like ad boards for them to help break up that tan a little bit. Now you may have noticed that there is a bit of an inset in the sideline areas, and that's just to allow for more space for the teams when they're on the sideline, especially when we're in this kind of gridiron football, American football configuration for this field where both sidelines are getting used and there's a lot of players. But when this field is in a more of a soccer or association football configuration, this sideline will not be used because both teams will be on the same sideline, and that's where we go to this sideline, which has a little bit more going on. As you can see, we have kind of seating that will be here for each of the teams, and you have your managers going to be, you know, roaming the sideline a bit there. But then also we have a little bit of a tunnel that goes into where the locker rooms and facilities for the teams will be. So a little bit more going on this sideline. That's what's going to be underneath the stands here too. On this sideline, not really that type of thing, although please note that these are just temporary here, just for me to kind of get an idea of how I need to support these stands. But still kind of up in the air what's going to be here. I'm thinking maybe like, you know, street front, you know, facing maybe shops or food, retail or whatever, something like that. Maybe not necessarily things that get accessed by people in the stadium, but, you know, just from people outside. I don't know yet. There hasn't been a decision there, but basically that's kind of the difference between the two sidelines and why they are the way they are. If you look closely, you may notice that I have some of these kind of gaps in these walls here, and also here in these plates. This isn't very structurally sound. You want to kind of have overlaps like what you got here. That makes a strong wall. But I have these gaps because at this point, and in other places that I have similar gaps, this is the edge of one of my 48 by 48 gray base plates, you know, Mills plates. basically what I'm trying to do is make this stadium, this structure, as modular as I possibly can. And if you're gonna do it, you gotta think about it early. You don't want to dig yourself into a hole that you can't get out of. So starting earlier, I'm trying to think of it as soon as I possibly can, which is why I've done this, just to save my future self some headaches, especially if I ever need to move this stadium around. And maybe I'm moving, or maybe I'm taking it to a show, who knows. So that's the point of that. It's not structurally sound here, but we can overcome it with some other things. There's trade-offs, but it's a pretty big and nice trade-off. So that's it for the progress on this new Lego Stadium so far. A lot of work has been done by some construction workers you can see here, who are on a very much needed and very much deserved break. Their break will be ending soon, though. They will be getting back to work to make more progress on this stadium, but that progress will be for a future video. Thank you so much for watching this episode, this update on the new Lego Stadium. Leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and keep on building.